Hello everyone, welcome to the channel Academy of Fine Learning. In this session, in this tutorial, we'll learn regarding the constructor of Java programming language. So before we go to the hands-on session with the practical programs, we'll execute and we'll see the output and we understand the programs. We'll first introduce with the constructor in Java concepts, the theoretical concepts. What do you mean by a constructor in Java? You can assume in a very simple sense that a constructor in Java is nothing but a special type of method that is used and designed specially for initializing an object while creation. Keep this thing in mind. When you create an object of a class, if you want to initialize some value in that object, then we can use the Java constructor. So a constructor within a class allows constructing the objects of the class at runtime. So it happens at runtime because the object creation happens at runtime. So the constructor is called at runtime. So it is invoked, it is called, and a constructor is called when an instance of the class is created using the new operator. Generally, other than new operator also we can create and call the constructors, but the most widely used, most generally used way is to create an object with the new operator, and while creating an object with the new operator, definitely we call the constructor of a Java program. So the sole purpose of a constructor is to initialize the data fields of objects. So when you create an object, if you want to assign some particular values of some variables, some data types, yes, to that particular object, then those things can be done by using the constructor. So when the object is created, while the object is created, we can initialize and put some value into that object by using the constructor. Java constructor can perform any action, definitely, but Java constructors are specially designed. Keep this thing in mind always, that there are some particular purpose of something. The particular purpose of constructor is to perform the initialization tasks, such as initializing the instance variable or some particular class variable to initialize. All these things can be done through the Java constructors very easily and very robustly. What characteristics of a constructor? The first characteristics, first feature, or the you can assume as the first rule to create a Java constructor, to give constructor name same as the class name. So suppose the class name is student, the name of the constructor will also be student. That's the first point to be noted. Second thing, the constructor should not have any return type. So in this way, a Java method and Java constructor is separated. A method should have a return type. If it doesn't return anything, it should have void. But a constructor can never have a return type. Point this. Because if there is a return type, then Java virtual machine would consider it as a method, not a constructor. The Java compiler will differentiate the constructor and method based on the return type. If there is a return type, then it's a method. If there is not a return type, then it may be a constructor if the name of the method is same as the name of the class. That's the rule. Suppose you define the method and constructor with the same name of the class, okay? The method and the constructor you're giving is with the same name of the class. Then how the Java compiler will understand that this is a method and this is a constructor? By seeing the return type. If there is a return type, it's a method. If there is no return type, then it's a constructor. Whenever we create an object, the constructor will be automatically called by the Java virtual machine, by the Java compiler in a simpler way to understand. That a Java compiler will automatically call a constructor whenever an object of the class will be created. If you don't define any constructor, then what will happen? Then the question may come, suppose you are not writing a constructor. Till now we have seen you have written maybe many programs in Java without any constructor in it. We can create a Java program successfully without creating a constructor, right? Because constructor is not mandatory to be written for each and every program. But keep always in mind, if you don't define any constructor, then Java compiler while compiling the program, while running the program, automatically creates a default constructor during the compile time and assign the default values for all variables declared in the class. Whenever the new operator is used and the object of the class is created, that particular default constructor will be called automatically and the default values for the variables will be assigned by that constructor, by that default constructor. Yes. So what are the default values are there? For numeric variables, the value will be set to 0 by the default constructor. For the string data type variables, the values will be set to null by the default constructor. And the Boolean variables will set to false. All the Booleans default value is false, right? So Boolean variables will get the default value false. And it will be set by whom? Defined by the default constructor. Yes, so default constructor is created by the Java compiler so that the default values of the uninitialized variables can be assigned. And the default constructor is called by the Java compiler automatically if you don't define any constructor then. The next point is that Java constructor may or may not contain parameters. There are two types of Java constructor. One is the parameterless. There is a zero parameterized constructor. A default constructor which is created by the Java compiler when no constructor is written by the Java coder, then the default constructor is created and that constructor is a zero parameterized constructor. That is, there is no parameter for that constructor. Parameters are local variables to receive values from outside a constructor. I'll show that thing and that time only you can understand when I'll go through the program. The Java constructor, just in a rough sense, in a general sense, a Java constructor like a method may or may not contain parameter. A method may or may not contain a parameter, right? A method may have a single parameter or no parameter or 10 parameters. Similarly, a Java constructor may have no parameters or one parameter or multiple parameters. The next point, the fifth point, a constructor is automatically called and executed by JVM at the time of object creation. So when the object is created, Java virtual machine will automatically call and execute the constructor. Yes, it is called and execute only once per object. So when an object is created, the constructor is called. Next time, the constructor will never get called for the entire span of the program. A constructor will be called whenever the object is created. The object is created, then the particular constructor is called, then the job is finished. Executes only once per object. That's the meaning of it. So in general, it means that when an object of a class is created, constructor is called. When you create second object, then the constructor is again called during the second time. So for one object, one call. How to declare the constructor in Java? So if you have known about the Java methods, then Java constructor is very simple to you because you know it already. Then almost there will be no return type. Yes, there will be no return type and the name of the constructor will be the name of the class. And there might be a parameter, that is the one parameter or two parameters or 10 parameters or no parameter. They can give the access modifier. That is the public generally we provide. Constructor body, which is block of statements when you can initialize the values of instance variable, local variables, calls the methods and print output. We'll see this thing using a program. One simple example is given over here. There is a class named rectangle. So for making a constructor of the class rectangle, we have to write down inside the class rectangle this code snippet: public rectangle, then constructor code. Whatever you write inside there, whenever the object of the class rectangle will be created, that time this code will be executed. So the use of constructor in Java, the first use is that the constructor is used in Java programming to assign the default values of instance. Second thing is to initialize the objects of a class and allocate appropriate memory to objects. Sometimes we need to initialize the instance variable of a class with different sets of values. Yes, so that time it may not be necessary to initialize. And if you need to execute the same code at the time of object creation, you can write them inside the constructor. To initialize the instance variable, we require this thing. Actually, we'll see it in the practical programs which will execute very soon. and when you'll do it in soon, when you'll do it, we can understand it that how it actually works, the constructor actually works. So there are two types of the constructors in Java. One is the default constructor, as I told just before. Default constructors don't have any argument. There is no parameters will be provided inside the constructor. Just the name of the class, open the bracket, close the bracket. That default constructor, that is zero parameterized or no argument constructor, we say. Second type of the constructor is parameterized constructor. What happens in this case? The argument will be provided to that constructor. So the constructors will be provided with multiple arguments, single argument, 2 argument, 10 arguments, depends upon your need and depends upon your program's objective. You have to define like that. I'll see that how it happens. Let's see, go with the default constructor in Java with an example program. So we can see that this particular program, if this program is large, I'll show you first with a smaller example. One particular class we have over here, Java constructor, correct? Yes, I can create a constructor over here. The simple example I'll show you over here first. The node should have with a bit of a next level of complexity. That's okay. First program I'll write over here. This is so easy. This becomes the constructor. If you don't write this, Java compiler will do it automatically, but you are writing. So inside the body we can write something as you wish. So we'll write this particular statement, system.out.println, and we'll provide something inside print. Hello. I can wait. Now I've created the object. The public static void. We have just created the object of the class Java constructor. The Java constructor, name of the object, new operator we are giving to create the object, and you're writing that name of the class, open the bracket and close the bracket. So why we give this opening bracket and closing bracket? You know, it specifies that create the object obj with default no parameterized constructor. This is what it means. Closing bracket and no values inside, no parameter inside. So an object is created while calling this particular code snippet automatically by the compiler. So if we execute this, we can see that the particular output we are not setting now using the constructor. So we are creating the object. While creation of the object, Java compiler is automatically calling this constructor. Yes, you don't do this. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That line of the code will not execute. That's it. That part of the code will not execute. See, the Java program is executed and it has come out console. Okay, so nothing is printed. If you print something inside, it will be there. That's it. Yes, and if you print it over here, print a equals to 20, and provide over here the value of, if we try to print the value of a, is that what will happen now? If you execute the program, what you're supposed to have, we know that hello constructor will be called. We've seen from the last program execution. Now we are adding that concatenation of the string with the value of a is equals to 20. Here the value of a is equals to 10. Now we are initializing this value to a is equals to 10 over here, in line number 4. Line number 7, you are now changing it to a is equals to 20. Correct? Will you throw compile error? No. Why? Because this value has been modified by this particular line, line number 7. Rather, here you are getting the value of 20. See that even if you don't write that line number 4, whatever was there, that is not being taken. Rather, the value which was there inside the body of the constructor, that's now printed here. Now I have removed the line 4, integer a is equals to 10. We can see that this value is being printed over here. Correct? Yes, I hope you understood how these Java constructors, they change their scopes and how basically used for initializing the values of a particular constructor while execution. Now you see that I have not declared here int. I have removed int from here. Int is declared over here. Just the value is modified by the Java constructor. So while creating the object obj, when this line is executed, it will call this particular segment of the code, and this particular Java constructor, Java default parameter, default constructor, no parameterized constructor will be called, and then get particular value over here. What's the value? A is equals to 20. Now we'll see that how to change this constructor. So we'll go to the note now. We'll execute the bigger program now. We'll execute a bigger program so that you can get familiarized with the a bit of more complex program. See, are you ready? Yes. That's what's inside. Is that to Java constructors.java, correct? Because on that the in Java file is located. So here the class name has to be changed from changed. That's correct. Now we'll see this how this Java constructor default parameterized Java constructor is using over here. It's a bit of more complex program. That's it. But the same thing, same flow. See, here we're having three variables. Last time I've shown you with just a single integer variable, correct? Here we have three variables. One is string variable named name. Next one is the integer variable named age, and third one is the string variable named address. Name, age, and address is given, correct? So these three instance variables are there: name, age, and address. Now here we're using a method. Yes, this method is named as display. It's a return type is void, so it's a method because it has a return type. Either it is void or int or double, doesn't matter. If there is a return type, then it's a method. It cannot be a constructor. So even if you give Java constructor the name over here, yes, then also it will be not a constructor because it has a return type. Are you getting? So I'm in the display over here. System.out.println, we are printing the name, age, and address separated by space. So we are concatenating the name, we are concatenating using the sign plus with the space, and then concatenating the value of age. Then again we are concatenating with the value of space, and then concatenating with the value of address. Correct? Yes. Now from the public static void code will start executing. Yes. Keep one thing in mind here. In this we are not creating constructors. Java compiler will automatically insert a default constructor, as I told very long back, right? That Java compiler will automatically insert a default constructor. In the last example also you have seen that when you have not written anything inside the default constructor, we have written the default constructor. Even if we write the default constructor or if we don't write the default constructor, the default constructor will be created by the Java compiler. If we write our own default constructor and if we don't write inside the body of the default constructor, then nothing will happen. It will be as if Java's own default constructor is running. I'll show you in this example also. Now what we are doing over here is that we are creating an object P. So whenever the object P is created, default constructor is being called, calling the default constructor. That's why you use this sign, default. There is no parameter here. Now we are not writing, we are not printing in. Correct? Default, we are not passing anything inside. So by using this particular object, now if you call the display, then what will happen? Display method, if you call by this object, then what will happen? The default values of name, address, and age will be displayed. For string, the default value is what? Default value is, just before I have discussed, it is null. What is the default value for integer? That is all numeric value. Default value is 0. What is default value for string address? Also null. So that should supposed to be displayed in the output screen because Java has written the default constructor for you. Null, 0, and null. That's what is separated by space. Why? Because we are printing this particular thing from the void display, and void display is being called from the line number 22. As simple as that. Now we'll try to modify a bit. Okay, we'll make some fun. So we have to make this thing as Java constructor, open the bracket, close the bracket. Java constructor is the name of the class, correct? So I've given the name of the class over here. We have opened the bracket and closed the bracket like a method, but no return type like a method. So it's a constructor. Such a simple thing. Now system, not system. I'll give these values. Okay, it's equal to Write down students. Students is the name. Yes. See this now. All the output is changed now. Output is students. Now the name, while calling the display method, what happening, the name is now becomes student because only you have modified this string name is equals to student. Age and address we have not modified, correct? Inside the constructor. So it is 0 and null still. If we modify this, then what will happen? See this age. Okay, name is Ashoka. Age is 15. To give equal. And address is the yes, then what happen now? These values are modified by Ashoka 19 and Bengaluru for what? For an object which will be created by the default constructor. Let me repeat again. This is the default constructor which will be called by the Java. If we don't write inside anything, all these things, then it is as if Java compilers default created default constructor is running. In this default constructor, if we initialize some instance variable, some instance variable, this value will be upgraded, right? So if we use this default constructor to call and create this object, and if you're displaying this by calling display method, then what will happen? These values will be changed now according to this. Now name will be Ashoka, age will be 19, and the resident will be, that's the address will be Bengaluru. 9 and Bengaluru. As simple and as interesting as this. This is how the default constructor works. If we don't write down the default constructor, then what will happen? These things will not come. The default values will come. If you want to change this default value for the default constructor, then you have to define yourself in your own hand the default constructor. Another question is the Java constructor. If we write down over here, then what will happen? Since we're using Java constructor, that's the name of the class in the construct. In the method. Now we are calling p.java constructor. Is it possible? See this, let me run. Will it throw error? No, it will not throw error. I have explained before in the note this particular line. Suppose you define the method constructor with the same name as the class name, then you differentiate between them using return type. Return type is differentiating over here. Return type is differentiating. Understood? So here there is no return type, so it's a constructor. Now the Java compiler knows that this is the constructor. There is a return type, so this is not a constructor. This is a method. So if you call this method p.java constructor, it will be considered as a method in Java, and it is doing the same part as we have changed the name of this method, and this body of the method is executing. When it goes to the line number 28, the Java control is jumping from line number 28 to line number 17 to 20. And then this result is being fetched out. Yes, it's very interesting. Don't do that. It's not a standard way of writing a Java method. Java method's name should never be the name of a Java class. It's not a good way of naming it. Rather, we'll give some other name, like I have given the name over here right now before display. That's a standard way. Never give the method's name as the name of the class. It will be confusing for you or some other coder who will see your code. So this is all about the constructor. Now we'll see regarding the parameterized constructor. In a parameterized constructor, there will be a parameter, as simple as that. That is, in a Java constructor, when we provide one argument or more arguments, like we provide arguments in method, it becomes a parameterized constructor. Now we'll see this program. It's very simple. If you've understood the last program, it's now very easy for you to understand. It's demo class now. So demo class. So now we'll not write demo. Public static void main is there inside Java constructor. Now the Java file is java constructor.java, correct? So we'll change the name of this. We'll change the name of the constructors also. So like, don't worry, I'll explain everything goes inside. Just same object. Okay, guys. So you have a class. The class is Java constructors. So now this is the zero parameterized constructor. Correct? This is a zero parameterized constructor. It is printing zero argument constructor. This is a single parameterized constructor. See this now this is what you are going to learn now in this program. That is, a constructor can have a argument, single argument or multiple arguments. So here we have a single argument of type integer. You can give any type, string, integer, object type also you can provide. That is, a particular class name you have to provide instead of int on that case. String out argument you have to provide, that is, instead of int you have to write here string. Character argument you can put, that is, instead of int what you are writing over here you have to write there character. Similarly for float, double, short, byte, each and everything you can do. So int a, we are providing what in Java constructor? Int a. So one argument constructor, it will be printed if this constructor is called. Similarly we have the double parameterized constructor here. So all the constructor have the name of the class, that's it, opening bracket and closing bracket. Inside there if you provide some value separated by comma, then it will be a parameterized constructor. This is a single parameterized constructor. This is a double parameterized constructor. You can even provide like float, then it will be what parameterized constructor, and so on. So we are going with this program, so we will not change the code now. So Java constructor, Java constructor int a, Java constructors int a, comma int b. Three constructors are there. One is a default constructor, single parameterized constructor, two parameterized constructor. Yes, we are looking for zero parameterized constructor, zero argument constructor. For one parameterized constructor, one argument constructor. For two parameterized constructor, two arguments constructor. That's what we're going to print. Now which particular constructor will be called depends upon how you create the object. Let me repeat and listen very carefully. Which particular constructor will be called depends upon the way you are creating the Java object. See this now, three Java objects we are creating, D, D1, D2. So while creating object D, we are using new Java constructor, opening bracket, closing bracket. So we are not passing anything over here. So the zero parameterized constructor will be called. What is the zero parameterized constructor? This line of code will be executed automatically by the Java compiler whenever this line will execute. To print what? It will print zero constructor. Similarly, when this line will execute, it will search for a single parameterized constructor. It will find it out over here. It's a single parameterized constructor. Then to line number 13 will be executed, and this will print out over there what? One argument constructor. Similarly, for when the object D2 will be created, we are passing two arguments, 10 and 15. So in that case, this int a, int b will be called, and this thing will be printed, two arguments constructor. Correct? Yes, that's what we expect from the program itself. Zero argument constructor, one argument constructor, two argument constructor. So basically this is called first as the parameterized constructor was they are called first to create the object D. D1 is created by single parameterized constructor and D2 created by two parameterized constructor. So these things are being printed one by one. You can make use of this also. These values you can make use of this. You can print it over here. Then it will be more electric. Then you get more surety na, that it's working correct. Now we'll see. 20 and 25. 20 is printed and 10 is added over here, and it is displaying 25. As you can see that while creation of the object, if you want to initialize something or you want to execute some particular block of code, then the constructor is the only way you have. And that's the most efficient way for many programs, many real world programs also. Now we'll see that how the constructor can be used with arrays of objects. Yes, so this program I'll keep in front of you. You have to make it understand. So please put your focus over here. and learn this code, Java constructor. So hello should change, change, change. Now we see that should be changed. So Java constructor is name of class. So name of the class, opening bracket, zero parameterized constructor is there is no return type. So it's a zero parameterized constructor. Correct, na? If there is a return type, then it becomes a method. So is we are printing with zero. If the zero parameterized constructor is called, we are printing in the output screen what? Hello Java. So the program starts from here. Java public static void main is over here. So program will start executing from line number 8, from line number 9. It will come to line number 11, 10, 11. Then Java constructor is an array. See this array of objects. The array name is H. It has 4 locations to keep 4 objects of type Java constructor class. Now we are rotating through as we are accessing the array H. How? From the location index 0 to the highest of its length, that is 0, 1, 2, 3. It will go for 1 by 1, implementing 1. So hi is equals to new Java constructor. So each time we are going to all out of these 4 objects we are traversing, that is out of this 4 object containing array H, whenever the first location H0, the H0 will be called, as the H array's 0th index will be fetched, you are calling the constructor by using this new keywords. That's the new thing you are learning now. That is, by using new operator you can call the constructor. Correct? So hello Java will be printed. So hello Java will be printed how many times? From the 0th time, then it will be incremented by 1. So then it will again it will execute, then it will be incremented by 1 to 2. That time again it will execute, then it will be incremented from 2 to 3. Then it will again execute, but 3 is only less than 4. When it will increment from 3 to 4, then it will not be less than 4. So the for loop will terminate. So 4 times it should supposed to execute hello Java. See this now? Theoretical knowledge matching with our practical knowledge not? Yes. Hello Java is printing. In this way you can understand that a Java constructor can be used in this way as also to create an array object and to make use of it in this way. This note I'll put it into the output screen, into the description of the video. Please go through with this constructor versus methods differences. Please go through with this particular screen. All the things which is there over here has been explained to you already. So please subscribe to my channel for getting all these important and practical based Java tutorials available to you, and please click on the notification button as well. Please like the videos if you like it really, and comment on that if you have anything to say. Any kind of feedbacks will come from your side. Please subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much.